In this video, we're going to cover where Django stores its user-generated content and how to access it again. Django by default has a standard way of dealing with files to the local file system. As such, we need to properly configure it. In this case, if you've ever looked through your settings, you've probably seen media root and media URL, and in other projects, you've probably seen where you've accessed files on the /media URL. In this video, we're actually going to cover how to set that up. To get us started, if you look at our little demo app, you'll see right now we have the demo project, and inside of there we have a documents app. If we look at the model inside of there, we'll see that we have a document model with a title and a file. And in that file field, we have an upload to keyword argument that is equal to documents. This says, hey, wherever files are uploaded to, we want to put all files for this object inside of a subfolder of documents. And we'll show how that works here in a second. If we actually want to see some of this demonstrated, that this actual file upload actually works, let's go ahead and open up our browser and look at our first uploaded document that we have already. And as you can see, it's uploaded and it's there. But if we try to view it in a new tab, we get a 404. If you look at the URL, it's admin documents document 1, and then documents from our upload to and the name of our file. The reason we have this URL is because our system has no idea how to give us a proper URL to access our file. In fact, if we'll exit out and go look at our documents app, because it doesn't know where to upload it to, it just uploads it to the documents app because it tries to put it at the root of our project, and it just so happens documents happen to be a folder inside of there. So the first thing to start our configuration that we need to do is we need to open up our settings. And if you're at the top of our settings, you'll see a base-dir constant. This gets the root of our project and allows us to set up paths based on that. With that in mind, if we'll jump to the bottom of our file, we'll start with a media root and set our os.path, and we're going to join base-dir and media. This says, hey, in the media folder in our project is where we're going to upload all of our files to. Next, we'll set our media URL. We just do a /media/ so Django can properly build our URLs. And this also means that media is going to be the first thing we see at the end of our domain name for accessing user uploaded content. The next thing that we need to actually set up is our URL routing to properly view these on our local machine. To do that, we open up our URLs and we call a static method. We use our settings for media URL and settings for media root. So now our URLs actually know, hey, when I need a static file, it knows where to go to build up a proper URL to get locally. We also need to import from Django conf URL static and import the static function, because this is what actually generates the URLs properly. And we also need to import our setting. The interesting thing about this static function is it will only work locally. It won't work in production, meaning that when you have debug set to false in production, this isn't going to work. So you need to properly configure Nginx or whatever web server that you're using to serve up your media folder properly. Finally, the last thing we need to do is create a media folder in our root of our project. And with that, we're technically done. However, since we've already uploaded a file, let's go ahead and take care of that by creating a documents folder inside of our media folder. And then finally moving that image that we uploaded into that folder. Now if we open up our web page and refresh the page, and we look at our image in our new tab, you can see, hey, it uses the proper URL with media, and we can actually see the image. It's not a very fun image. And then if we actually go about trying to upload a new one, we can set up a file too, and then we can browse for our new file and go ahead and open and save that file. Now when we go to actually look at this file, you can see it properly uploaded, and we can reference it with a correct URL. And then to show all this working, if we'll ls our media documents, you can see the two images that we have been dealing with. So with that, you have a good introduction of configuring the media URL and the media root so that when users upload files, your system knows where to put it, and then when they access it again, where to pull it from.